Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky. I am a living Christ. I should like to clarify for you what a Christ is and what a Satanist is, what you are, each and every one of you. I will admit that I do not know you personally, but if you object to what I say to you, you're not very smart, because what I have to say can liberate millions of you who follow the satanic legal process. I'm not bad-mouthing the legal process. I'm telling it as it is. Here's the secret to being a free, sovereign human being, a living, breathing, flesh and blood, sentient, natural man or woman who is beyond the jurisdiction of satanic law, man's law. First of all, that living man or woman must follow God's law, which is very simple. Do no harm, tell no lies. That places them in the non-dualistic subconscious mind of action, of creation. We have two minds, the subconscious mind and the conscious intellect, the satanic programmable intellect. That which creates fictions based in words, ideas, concepts, and language based in vowels, consonants, the words that we use. You understand, you're all fictional persons converted from your birth certification when your mother fell prey to the satanic contract, the inducement of the application of birth certification. In that moment, you became an asset, a property of a fictional world ruled by a fictional government that is headed by fictional persons who take offices of authority, also fictional. Such fictional energies have no effect upon life, upon living men and women who are beyond the fictions of their own mind. When I'm using the word fiction, I'm talking about a figment of one's imagination, conjured up by the intellect, by living man's mind. You understand? Now that living man becomes a fiction by his own consent when he agrees or contracts, abides by, or caves in through fear, through fictional threats, such as the coronavirus, the lockdown, the present attack upon your freedoms. You see, it's all martial law, but it's called lockdown. And they excuse it with the fictional explanation of a medical threat. But what is the action? You understand? It's the action you must look at. And that is a planned process governing a fictional world composed of fictional leaders and fictional followers. Dualistic-based ideas contained within one's believing intellect. Now you think it's real, but you're not a living man, you see, and that fiction has no power over living men. I have proven this in the courts of Oregon. They convicted the fictional person based on my birth certification, but that wasn't me. It was a piece of paper. They can convict that paper every day of the week. They can put that piece of paper in a jail cot, and it can remain there for infinity, for all I care. But that's not me, you see. I've been speaking about this now for 25 years, and you people you still don't get it. You understand? You are so confused by your intellectual training, by your schooling, by going to schools to be conditioned, to belong to a fictional system, to serve that system, to be an asset to that system, where you are but property. You are called goyim by some, less than human. And that is why your lives are hell. You don't understand why you can't have freedom, that you can't live as the sovereign beings that you were meant to be. You're too busy with fictional ideas in your intellect that confuse and confound you and cause worry and fear. That's the life that most of you live. And when someone like me comes along and tells you the truth, you resent it like hell. Because that's all you know is hell. Hell is nothing more than dualism, the confusion of not being able to make up your mind and act clearly. If you did that, you would not be burdened by the kind of government that you give power to some men to make decisions that only you should make for yourself. For you are the creation of God. You are the aspect of God, the cell of God. Yes, you are the creator of your own quality of life, but you remain ignorant of that because you have forsaken your subconscious mind, your holistic, non-dualistic mind, and you have adopted the intellect to be your base of understanding. Have you ever understood anything in your life? Or are you totally confused from moment to moment? For you see, you can only understand truth in the moment of now. And if that moment is cluttered up with ideas, fictional ideas, that are going on constantly in your head, dualistically, confusing you, how can you act clearly? Understand? I'm speaking truth to you. As long as you continue to be a consensual citizen, person, in the minds of a fictional government, you are their slave. That's a fact. And they own you. And they can kill you, and they do, when they send you and your children to war to fight over corporate ideas, fictional ideas. You understand you're living in a fictional world. Everything about you is a fiction. Your life is a fiction, and that fiction ends. That's how you know it's a fiction. It cannot be true. You see, truth is eternal. If something has a beginning, birth, and has an end, death, it is partial. That which is partial cannot be true. But that's all you know. That is the sum total of your, may I say, ignorance. And you're paying for it with lockdowns and reactions of anger and revolution. And you're ready to go to war. You're ready to shoot, to kill another. Another who's as confused as you are, who is living a fiction in themselves. You're all part of the fictional system that you call life. Life in the intellect. You see, that's created in you by forces that traumatized you when you were younger in school. And that followed you throughout life and at gradations. Elementary school, college, high school, college, university, postgraduate studies. They're all fictional activities. And you wind up to, at the end of it, a fictional citizen. Understand the one thing that remains constant? You live in a fiction. You are a fiction by your own consent, by your own agreement, by your own contract with satanic forces which also rule over a fictional world and cannot operate in truth. I put this to the test. I am a living, breathing, flesh and blood, sentient, natural man. I am a simple man of truth, a Christ. That's all a Christ is. And you resent the hell out of that Christ. Who are you hurting? Whose lives are you destroying? You can't touch me because I'm beyond your jurisdiction. I'm beyond all fictional jurisdiction. And I've proven that in the courts of law. And I've proven that no fictional, satanically ruled world has any jurisdiction, any power over me. What I have done, so can you. You understand, there have been very few men out of billions and billions of fictional persons throughout history who come to the realization of that simple truth that the living and the dead cannot mix. You are the living dead when you become a person and have not rescinded that with your own action. Only you can do that, no one else. You were snookered. You were sent into slavery by your mother, who herself was snookered. And they lived that fictional life until they died, and they still have not learned what that life was all about. I'm here to tell you that it's very simple. You're either a living man and a woman, and therefore the creator of the quality of your life, or you are a fictional slave by your own consent. What are you going to do about it?